How is it going, everybody? Welcome back to World of Tanks. Once again, I am back with something new. Something so new that is not even in the game yet. Yes, guys. Okay, well, actually, it is in the game. It is on the Super Test server, but people like us, mortals, we are not able to get into that server. But I am still able to show you first pictures, first stats, first armor model, and as we already know, everything can change from the Super Test stage, from the Super Test server, but they are not usually. Stats and armor model and stuff like that is not going to change that much, is not going to change this vehicle drastically, so we can get a pretty clear picture what we can wait for. So today's main guest is going to be brand new Tier 8 premium tank. Yes, yet another premium tank, guys, but this time it is a premium tank destroyer from Soviet Russia itself, T-103 or T-103. Yeah, I believe T-103 is a little bit better way to say it. And I really do not understand what this name means. I guess it simply means the model number T-103, because it doesn't say anything about the gun or about this tank, because the gun on this tank is going to be really interesting. 130mm boomstick, B13 boomstick. Yeah. But before we move on, let's talk about the fact that we are going to get yet another Tier 8 premium tank into this game. As I said in my STRV S1's review episode, Wargaming is dishing out premium tanks like no tomorrow. And as we can see, soon we are going to get yet another premium tank. And as we know, there are some other premium tanks on the horizon, like Lorraine 40T premium version. There was something about Chrysler or something like that, premium tank, and also premium Swedish medium tank in Tier 8 position. STRV something, if I remember correctly. So we are going to receive a lot of premium tanks in the future as well on the top of that. But I have to say, I am not mad that we are going to get Tier 8 Soviet premium tank destroyer like this. We do not have standard Soviet premium tank destroyer. We have ISU-130, which is special premium tank destroyer, Tier 8 TD, and we have KV-4 KTTS, which is also special. I actually do not know how you're able to get those tanks. ISU-130 is some special tank for community work or something like that, and KV-4 KTTS is maybe Land Warfare war tank or I don't know exactly. We have ISU-122S and SU-122-44 in Tier 7 position. We have SU-100Y in Tier 6 position, but we didn't have any standard premium tanks in Tier 8 position. And as we all know, Tier 8 is the money position. Tier 8s are going to make you the most credits, the most experience, so you are able to train your crew members faster and so on. And as we have two different TD lines in the Soviet tech tree, we really needed one standard Tier 8 premium Soviet TD as well. So this is good news. But do we really need that many premium tanks in the game in the first place? I don't know, man. I really do not know. Or do we need that many special premium tanks in this game, like ISU-140 or 130, sorry, or KV-4 KTTS that mortals like us, once again, are not able to get? But I believe this is topic for another video. Now let's take a look at our main guest today, which is Tier 8 Premium Soviet TD T-103. And let's take a look at the model. As we can see from the pictures, model is still under construction. We do not have any details over here, any track effects or I don't know in what kind of state this tank is at the moment, but we can see the rough shape, how this tank is going to look like. And yes, it is going to be a pretty damn ridiculous looking vehicle. Super slopey turret. Frontal turret is super slopey with gun mantle, and that most likely is spaced armor and is going to bounce some shots, but yeah, overall model looks pretty ridiculous. Hull, I think hull is from some kind of KV tank, seems like it actually. I mean front side of the hull, but the mid part of the hull is actually completely different. It is a lot roundy, a lot more roundly shaped. I'm making up English words over here while we are going. So yeah, this is a T-103's model, and now let's take a look at the armor model. Frontally, yep, we can see that gun mantle is spaced armor, 130mm thick spaced armor. The backside of the gun mantle is around 120. Hull is 100mm thick turret as well, and those two mini turrets, minigun turrets in the front of the big turret are going to be some kind of or somewhat weak spots. But yeah, as we can see, this tank is not going to be super heavily armored anyways. And the backside of the tank, well, usually you are able to penetrate every backside of every single tank anyways, if it is not mouse or type 5 or type 4 heavy, of course. So now you know the armor model. Let's talk about the stats. And by the way, all those stats and information is from the dailybounce.net blog. So once again, huge shout out to the Harkonnen, who was able to dig all those stats out from what glue and what leaks. So those websites are usually where we get early stuff like this. But Harkonnen, who is also EU community contributor like I am, is allowing me to use his stuff in my videos. So once again, huge shout out to you. Links are in the description. But let's move on. Let's talk about brand new Tier 8 Premium TD, T-103. Hit points 1250, which is pretty standard. Our newest STRV S1 has only 1000 hit points, but it is a siege mode tank, so kind of special tank. So it has 250 more hit points than on STRV, but it is pretty standard Tier 8 Premium TD hit points. But the gun, as I mentioned before, is going to be really interesting. 130mm B13 boomstick. Average shell penetration 258 with standard ammunition, 258 guys. With premium rounds, kind of weird amount of penetration, 307. And HE penetration is 65. Shells average damage 440 with standard and premium rounds, and 580 with HE rounds. Reload time 9.78 seconds, and I do not know what kind of equipment do we have over here. I think all those stats over here are with 100% crew and without any equipment, consumables or crew skills. This is just what I think. But it seems kind of fair. Rate of fire 6.13 rounds per minute, aiming time 2.21 seconds, accuracy 0.35, yes, 0.35, and average damage per 1 minute, average DPM almost 2700. So average DPM is actually really good. 440 alpha damage, 9.78 second reload time, 2700 average damage per minute. It is over 300 more than on STRV S1 actually, guys. Over 300 average damage per minute more. And I have to say that this alpha damage 440 on premium tank, this is juicy with this kind of reload time. But let's move on. Gun handling, like gun depression -8 degrees, and no information about gun elevation, but gun depression -8 degrees, as I always like to say, is good. Really good gun depression starts from -10 degrees, and -5 is standard. Well, actually pretty bad. Turret traverse speed 30 degrees per second. 30 degrees per second on Tier 8 Premium TD is actually pretty good. I have to say, pretty decent. Traverse speed 15 degrees per second. Not 50, 15 degrees per second. Terrain resistances: hard 1.25, medium 1.34, soft 2.4. And as we already saw from the armor model, hull armor is 100mm thick from the front and on the sides, and 60 in the rear of the tank, and the turret armor is exactly the same. This tank is going to be fairly heavy tank, 63 tons heavy tank destroyer. Engine power, however, really good, 1000 horsepower engine, specific power thanks to that, close to 16, so close to the same specific power as we get on the STRV S1, our newest Tier 8 premium tank destroyer from Sweden. But top speed 40 kilometers per hour, reverse speed 15 kph, concealment of stationary vehicle 7.8%. Yes, no concealment whatsoever, because as we saw from the picture, this tank is super high profile tank, and I can say that this DD is gigantic. DD in Tier 8 position, and concealment of moving vehicle 4.7%. So this is pretty much like heavy tank concealment. Do not even try to hide this DD. View range 380 meters and the signal range 730 meters. No information about crew members. How many crew members are we going to have? Most likely at least 4, but thinking about SU-100Y, let me quickly check. I believe SU-100Y has 5 crew members. Yes, actually 6 crew members. Commander, gunner, driver, loader. So I guess this tank has at least 4, but most likely 6 as we get on SU-100Y. But as always, we just have to wait and see. But what I can tell you about this vehicle, it has a really exceptionally good gun, in my opinion. 130mm gun that is going to overmatch every single Swedish DD, which is really good. It has 258mm of penetration with standard rounds and 440 alpha damage. 9.78 second reload time, so everything looks really good, and aiming time 2.21 seconds. But as I said, I believe all those stats over here are with 100% crew and without any equipment whatsoever, so you're able to get this aiming time easily down to around 2 seconds, your reload time under 9 seconds, and your accuracy is going to be even better, and DPM over 3000. You can boost it over 3000 easily. Gun depression -8 degrees. Yes, as I said, really good gun depression, but it is going to be super heavy, gigantic DD with 7.8% camo factor. So every time you pull the trigger, you are going to be spotted unless you are shooting from the edge of your view range. So yes guys, this is going to be our future T-103, hopefully standard premium tank destroyer that is going to be in stores, because we really need one. We already have those special DDs, special Tier 8 DDs, enough wargaming. Give us something that we can actually play, we mortals can actually play. So let me know what you think about T-103, and I hope you enjoyed today's sneak peek episode, today's news episode about Russian premium tank destroyer. Let me know if you did by clicking that like button, or leave me one comment, or whatever. You know how this works. I hope you enjoyed. Take care and bye.